If we're going to talk about gin, we need to talk about juniper. Juniper berries are the main flavouring or botanical that makes gin gin and not just some other flavoured vodka. Now, juniper berries were an ancient remedy. By the 13th century, apothecaries and alchemists were preparing and prescribing juniper for a range of ills in cities like Bruges. This was the age of the herbalists. In the 1260s, Jacob van Mierlant created his encyclopedia De Naturen Blaum. He recommends that we boil juniper berries in rainwater for stomach upsets, and we boil them in wine for cramps. Before long, other botanicals were added, both for medicinal benefits and also for flavour. We're on the road to modern gin. To understand gin, you first should consider Jenever. Jenever is the forerunner, almost like the granddaddy of modern gin. This is where medicine becomes definitely a drink. It developed in the Low Countries, modern-day Holland and Belgium, and by 1664 the Bols family were distilling Jenever with exotic botanicals provided by the Dutch East India Company. You can still enjoy Jenever in Holland and Belgium today, and there are a number of styles. There's a modern style, Younger Jenever, which is clear and I guess a little bit more like vodka. This is the famous Ketel One or Ketelan, which is now a vodka brand as well. The ones that are really interesting are these Oude style or old style Jenevers. They're rich, they still have juniper, but they contain more malt wine, I guess a bit more like our malt whiskey, and they're really rich and delicious. By 1688, Britain had a Dutch king, King William III, and Jenever was an incredibly popular drink, not only among the upper classes and the court, but it had spread to the poor and the lowly across London. There was a gin boom, a gin craze, and people were dead drunk all day due to the cheapness of gin and its wide availability. The government tried to get a grip on gin, and in 1729 a gin law was passed to try and control consumption. But by 1730, 3 million gallons of gin were being consumed and the sale had gone underground. Captain Dudley Bradstreet invented a system by the sign of the cat where Old Tom style gin was dispensed. Prospective gin drinkers would approach the metal sign of the cat in a darkened alley and whisper, "Puss." The person behind the sign would reply, "Mew." They'd put a penny in the slot and Old Tom gin would be dispensed from a pipe by the paw of the cat. Old Tom gin had developed as a style to cover the low quality spirit. It was much sweeter than London Dry and contained more licorice and other botanicals to make it taste sweeter. You can still buy Old Tom gin, and some of these are absolutely delicious, the modern day versions. This is from Hayman's, the family distiller, and it's got a lovely rich sweet flavour. We get lemon and that licorice coming through. So it could be said that we're now right in the middle of another modern day gin boom. There've never been more gins available, and it's a really exciting time to be a gin fan. Here at the Hop In Hornchurch, we have 50 different gins available, and it's a lot of fun talking to our guests about them. I've got some gins here that are made in London. One of them very close to us, the East London Liquor Company in Bow, and some really great ones including Hayman's Gin from Balham, Sipsmith from Chiswick, and one of our favourites, the amazing Sacred Gin that's still made in Highgate. Now, you don't have to make London Dry gin in London. You can make it anywhere. You just have to follow the specific rules for London Dry. But it's well worth trying all the many different styles available. Come and talk to us about gin. Have a look at our website. Cheers.